and I approve this message nation. What? You done know, people. Yeah, man, we are here with the D2E family once again. You done know. Introduce yourselves, everybody.
Well, you don't know already, aka President, but back on the channel next time, you see me? Yeah, man.
Yeah, T Royal, the crown, we in here. Bless.
All right, it's the honorable, impenetrable rebel. You already done know, in out the building. Bless.
Another one.
Oh man, what we talking about tonight, people, man? What
All right,
we
well, the
saying?
one topic that I wanted to have our brothers now I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on this.
Yes.
And the one that me and Fess were talking behind the scenes at first was, you guys notice how enough people like to hide a narcissistic and toxic behavior under the label now mental illness
Oh, like an excuse.
as an
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been, growing up, just in certain environments, like whatever you want to call it, the hood and stuff. That's like a easy cop out in the hood to
That's
do.
what we were saying. It's like more of like an assistance for a criminal activity
Yes.
to
Yeah.
be conducted.
Yeah, like a nigga, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I can get away with anything.
Yeah, it's an escape goal.
Because then it starts to travel. It's like, oh, him, oh, he's crazy. So then you get you kind of will get you move at your own will. You know what I'm saying? People start to fall. It's like a domino effect. People just fall back, and everything
All right,
falls into
so
place.
What I want to ask you guys now is, what is your concept or what is your overstanding, as we like to say, of what mental illness is?
You wanna go?
Yeah, mental illness is something where you're born with, and if you're born with it, like say, alright, if you notice somebody is mad, no, alright, back in Jamaica, they call mad, cause you have people,
Mad
where,
people,
yeah, mad, in your family have to take medication. Well, you know, so them people they're mentally ill because
Them are harm more to themselves.
yes, they
Alright.
doing more harm to
And that niggas
themselves.
are-
You know what I mean? And if them, them people them would consider in a mental state. Compared to the person where like me and you normally normal like this, and we gonna commit all a crime, and then because say them have that law where them pass where you can plead insanity and get away with it. I don't find that fair.
I don't find that it's actually even like a mental illness in any
No.
way, shape, or form.
No,
Because when you really think about it now, Royal,
Mm.
think about it right now. Somebody who is willing to think it out, execute it out, to harm somebody else, and then you want to turn around and have the system say, I'm mentally ill? I can't really agree with that
Nah.
in any way, shape, or form. And that's why I'm wondering if you guys kind of agree the same.
I agree, but I have to say this, because I look at it like a spectrum. You know what I mean? So like, you have the mental health where it's like what you were saying, right? Somebody who can't even help themselves,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was
obvious
saying.
signs, like
Obvious,
there's
exactly.
It's
like,
more like they can't help
yeah,
themselves
there's like
or harm to
restrictions and
themselves.
yeah,
Yes.
like you know what I mean, like they have restrictions in life and like they can't be left alone, you know what I mean, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They have to
In that
have
way,
like guidance and stuff. And then at the same time, although I agree with what the man is saying, at the same time on the other end of the spectrum, yeah, fam, there are. I'm gonna say. I want to make sure I do
Yeah,
this
say it.
properly
Yeah.
because I don't want to
Yeah.
convulge. You know what I mean? So on this side of the spectrum now, I think yes, like there's people out there, especially in the hood, with that one track mind and the hood mentality, or I just want to say it's toxic for their environment, like a nigga that's just a treacherous, you know what I mean, force in their hood, like they just bring. They don't bring any peace to their environment. They just bring, you know what I mean, just
Negative thing.
yeah, just negative, like to an extent where it's like they self destruct because everything that looks like them in their
Yeah.
environment they're trying to destroy. Those kind of people, I will say, they have a mental health issue, right? Like niggas that's like super gangster, like. You know what I'm saying? Like super gangster, like too tough for TV, too tough for life. And I mean that on a mental level. Like this nigga, like like he has problems, and then you have people that's fronting.
Yeah.
Like
Those
what
are
you're
the people
saying,
we're talking about.
like they're that
Yeah.
individual,
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
but they ain't that individual.
Exactly. Those are the
Because this is
people.
what
You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
say.
Because we all
You're
know that
mentally
stepper
ill.
out there that's really he's
Yeah.
a stepper because he's not fully, it's a few screws loose. That's why he's a stepper. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you have people that are trying to live up to like
Being
the
that type of
stepper
the stepper.
prototype or
Yeah.
archetype.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now they want like, you know what I'm saying? I agree, but I have to say just how I see
Yeah,
it.
just to break it
I
down.
know I took 10 years,
Nah,
long-winded like a
that's all
motherfucker.
good.
But,
That's all
No,
good.
you
That's
know.
all good. No, I just think like let's just keep it on a real level. Yes, we do know that there are like people out there that are mad that if you say something or do something,
yeah, short
they're gonna
fuse,
go off.
short
It's a
fuse, short fuse. Yeah.
And they
That's
go mad.
something wrong with that. Yeah, if you
There's
can't
something
talk it
wrong
out
with that.
Yeah.
first, and then after that go to blows, then something like I think.
Like, I understand that part of a mental illness where you don't have that much of like even a self-control
Yeah.
Yeah.
to like holding a reaction
Mm-hmm.
comfortably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like or maturely, as like we would try to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But what I don't get what I'm trying to get at are the ones like what you just stated. The
Front.
ones that carry out like a narcissistic, toxic behavior, and they know what they're doing,
Yes.
and then one turn around and look on society and tell society, well, I have a mental illness.
Feel
I
sorry
never
for it.
would have been doing this if I had like this and this. So why didn't you go and search for that help before you went and
you did what you
carried
did.
out that type of fuckery?
Yes.
Is what I would like
Yes.
always like to say to people.
Yes.
Well, like I said, it's an easy cop out, man, because it's a play. Like a lot of people run this play. I don't know if I don't even want to bring this up because like I'm like. I don't even know why we care, but come on, I know the hip hop culture. We care about the fuckery. So the whole YSL bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So one of the I don't really know the details, but I do see what comes across my desk. You know what I'm saying? So one of the dudes involved with the YSL trial and shit right now, he's doing that. He's like from his from his actual place in court, like from his actual chair. He's actually acting. I don't know if y'all seen it. Like it's kind of going viral right now. In the whole YSL Young Thug, that whole fiasco, the trial. One of the I don't know if he's like. I know he's looking at some time or something. But in his chair, like he's actually acting stupid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
in the court.
Like he's
That's the
crazy
same
and-
thing.
That's the same thing that I'm
he's
trying to get at.
exactly.
He's doing
Those
that.
are
Yeah,
the people.
that's
Yeah,
literally
that's
going
all
on in
about-
the case right now.
We
Yes.
even got now lawyers that tell their clients to practice acting like you're
Yes.
mentally
That's
ill.
exactly what he's doing. He's trying to
Right?
plead insanity.
Trying to plead
No, I was just gonna say, because you guys are talking about mental illness, right? And we're talking about people that carry different types of mental illnesses, right?
True.
You gotta understand like what triggers all these things, right? Like we're talking about the mental illness, but we have to also try to understand what triggers this type of mental illnesses, and that's environmentally speaking. So many factors, right? Government oppression, not enough jobs, not enough opportunities, segregation, racism, separation, hatred, so a lot of people get affected. I think we all carry a little bit of mental illnesses,
I'm not
simply
gonna not disagree with
simply
that.
because we're part of this world, right? And we're sick. We're sick. Like the human race is a sick race, in the sense of like we're obsessed with the genocide. Genocide. You know what I'm saying? And death. Now, for the people who actually do suffer from mental illnesses, I'm pretty sure we can all acknowledge that they're not in control of a big part of themselves, right?
That's what we're trying to say, yes.
And in certain and could be a big part, or could be certain parts, could be it's so many different ways the mental illnesses levels and right different ways of right. But when you are fully conscious, when you are in the act of doing something,
That's it.
allow me please. When you're in the act of doing something, per se, I'm just gonna give you a random example. Let's say I'm beating the fuck out of somebody. and it's per se it's just me and the crown, and we beating somebody up, 2 against 1, uncalled for. Because if I want to beat up somebody, all I gotta do is just fight 1-on-1. But let's just say we win the fucking. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Let's just say we win the pussy route, and we fucking jump somebody, right? And then as I'm fucking kicking the guy, I stop and let's just say somebody was recording or somebody saw me, or somebody asked me, or somebody tried to stop me and say, "Hey, why the fuck are you doing this?" And I stop what I'm doing, which I'm kicking I'm kicking the other guy's head on the ground, and I stop and I say, "Well, I suffer from mental health, and this guy was pissing me off."
Oh my god.
Now you tell me, if you sincerely suffer from mental illnesses, you will never say such a stupid fucking thing out of your fucking mouth. That's a perfect example of someone who's trying to justify their actions and try to use the mental illness card. And that's what we're seeing today in age. Everybody's trying to play that card, the Karens and the Kens. You know what I'm saying? Socially, not just.
About how society is soft.
Yep.
And I think that that's also adding to it in regards to the softness, because we're allowing now a toxic and narcissistic behavior
So cop out.
as a cop out. Instead of like saying no.
Instead
there
of
should
taking
be a
accountability
punishment
and be like,
for
yo,
having
yeah.
the accountability for that type of shit, yo.
That's it, man. You can't be suffering from mental illness and say, well, you know what? I'm gonna kill you because I suffer from mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. You're acknowledging that you're about to kill somebody, and you just want to kill somebody, and you're just trying to fucking figure out a way that you could, like, after you kill that person, you can get away with that shit. Fuck out of here.
That no work around here, so.
That's why I'm not with it at all in regards to like this whole babying stuff of the mental illness right now. Like,
Yeah.
That shit shouldn't be.
I think
even-
like our society needs to like really now have like a deeper look in regards to like, all right,
They need to change that up.
yeah, like looking at the actions that was actually of the crime or whatever it is, and then to saying like, are they really under mental illness? Because everybody can try to blame, like, also too is like I try to say, like the environment that they grew up in. Yes, he's right. We do have those type of scenarios that can add to like mental illness.
We know who's faking from
But
who's
we can
not.
tell who's faking
Yeah.
because I also know where we all grew up, where it's like, as me and Frost were saying off air, was like we know people that grew up in great homes, and how did they turn out in life? Bunch of assholes, criminals, whatever it is. Then you can have somebody that came out from like a crack house, and they're the most upstanding citizen, like best person that you could ever come
It's
across.
funny that you said crack house. Sorry to cut you. It's funny that you said that because I was just thinking about crackheads, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that we see out there on the streets, we would think is just drug addicts. A lot of them have mental issues and they're not getting the help. That's why this is a problem, because the people that actually need the help
Not
ain't getting it
I'm not getting it.
because motherfuckers are grifting off of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
That's
what they
we're
are,
acknowledging this
Exactly.
topic.
Exactly.
what these people are that we're talking about, they're emotionally unintelligent.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to cover up the lack of emotional intelligence, they're saying, "Oh, I have mental issues and shit."
And it's just even the lack of logical.
Because the people that the people that really need help out there,
You're not getting
bro,
it.
we
They're
see
not
them every
getting
day,
it.
but a lot of the
Yeah,
times
for
we
real,
think it's
for real.
drug addicts.
It's
real,
just drug
for real.
addicts, yeah.
A lot of the times a lot of them get on drugs because
They've
they
been
already
just-
have.
You know-
Yeah.
You
but
know
most
what's
cases-
really
A lot of
sad?
cases, it's not really drugs.
You know what's really sad? You so fucking right when you say that shit. But you know what's really sad? That from my perspective, what I see, right? Because when I go out there, I look at the world, right? And I look at people, and I look at all these poor souls, right? Homeless, crackheads, prostitutes, transvestites, everything, right? And transgender, sorry. And
I call them confused people.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Hey,
laughing because of
oh,
Rock with the
everything
what?
that you see,
The
no,
what?
and everything, everything
Transformers.
that you see out there.
Transvestites,
I'm just
all
simply
that.
saying that I get to observe the world, everything that I, especially downtown, right?
Yes.
And like what I gather in my mind and in my soul is that people are lost, right? People don't have the sense of identification. They do not know themselves.
Identity.
A lot of people
Yeah.
are misguided. And you know why? And the reason why they are misguided, so let me break it down to you, my analysis. The reason why they are misguided is because a lot of people, like, see, we grew up, we come from a place called Jamaica or Ecuador or South America, right? We're untamed people. We come from the jungle. We come from natural resources. We know what it's like to carry. We know what it's like to carry buckets of water to feed the family, and you know what I mean. We know what it's like to walk around barefooted or take showers in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Or grow our own food in our backyards, right? And up here, a lot of it's in the western hemisphere. It's completely different. There's a lot of giving. There's a lot of more commodities. There's a lot of more opportunities. A lot of more people with the silver spoon in comparison to where we come from, right? So what I gather is that a lot of people don't know themselves because, if a lot of people don't know the substance of life. A lot of people don't know the essence and the little things. You know what I'm saying? Like how we know what it was like to share a one piece of bread between four of us. You know what I'm saying? And pass around a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? And then go to school. So a lot of people don't know the significance and the substance and the essence of life, right? So therefore, they never had that guidance in parenting. So they were never prepared for what life has to offer. See, us, we're jungle, we're gorillas, we're lions. We don't accommodate. We're not blend. We shine. We outstand in everything we do. You know what I'm saying? With strength, with sophistication, with imagination, with creativity. You know what I'm saying? With intelligence. You know what I'm saying? With culture. You know what I'm saying? And this, a lot of people don't have that up here. And so you know
I
why
guess that's where the whole spoiled thing comes in.
Yeah.
Thank you, and that's where I was
To
going.
add to his point, yeah.
And and they get fed, and they get raised and fed and raised by the government. So therefore, because they don't know themselves, the government is everything that they know: pills, medication. I gotta go to the doctor. Blah blah blah. And you know,
The system.
that's right.
The system.
Yeah, it becomes a way of life for them, and that's all they're depending on.
As I always say it, I say it's like this. People know the price of a lifestyle, but they don't understand the value of life.
Nope.
That's
You hear that, peeps?
So that's the sad part.
That's the sad part about
The
it.
people are lost. They don't know
Everybody knows
themselves.
the price about the lifestyle. Like they understand the price about being the millionaire lifestyle. They understand the price in regards to like having like the Porsche and like all of this stuff. But they don't understand anything about the value of life itself. And they don't cherish the value
Oh,
of
I'm not
life
cherish it. I'm not cherish it.
itself.
That's
And
deep.
that's what I get, and that's what I agree with him because I see it too.
Yeah.
Life is precious, man.
It's only getting worse, because the whole digital, you know what I mean? It's like a step away from reality.
that's
Like the
the
metaverse is
More
coming
away
and shit.
from the reality of what the
Yeah,
value of
yeah,
life is.
yeah.
Like you're not having like a human to human connection. You're now trying to talk
Yeah.
to somebody through a digital realm. Without
Even at the
being
store
on-
today, bro, I was annoyed because
Yeah.
I made the wrong decision and I went to the machine instead of going to the regular cashier.
Oh.
And the machine was giving me a hard time. I'm like, see, that's
Oh.
what I get. I should just dealt with a human being.
Yeah, and
Quick,
that would
bing,
be
bam,
it.
boom,
Boom,
out of
boom.
there.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I
what I
wanna go
mean?
to the
Machine was taking time to give me back my
the
change
process
and all this stuff.
shit.
And I'm just like, yo, you see, we can't rely on technology.
Nah.
I mean,
We could
it's
rely
good.
on-
It's a
Work with
tool,
Yeah.
but we have to remain
You can
connected
work
as
Yes,
with
as
it, but it
human
shouldn't be
beings.
such a reliant where it's actually like eliminating the humanity part in regards to
Yeah.
like, that connection.
There has
with
to be
one
some
another.
balance, yo.
That actually humanity in regards to like, all right, now I'm understanding you more in person than it is through a filter or whatever it is
Yeah.
through the digital realm because
Mm-hmm.
everybody is like literally on the digital realm putting out a resume.
And
for a
I
job.
think that's what's modern people too.
Yeah.
Just living through a device like that.
Yeah.
I think it's especially the youth, cause
Oh,
bro, when I think about the last 3 years and I think about my time as a teenager, I couldn't imagine going through COVID. Like, I couldn't imagine not being able to be around my friends. School shut down.
Rioting out to be
Parks and
outside,
shit.
yeah.
We can't be at parks and shit. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's what makes me have a little bit of like empathy for this young, what are they, Gen
I
X?
do have it already for them.
Or,
I
Gen
was
Z,
saying it
sorry.
with my son, like I remember growing up and we had the work to rule bullshit going on with the schools. So the teachers were like on strike, so you had no extracurricular activities. So that means there was no basketball, no like after school programs, none of that wanted. And I was like,
That's discouraging, man.
the COVID for you, my son.
It's 10
It's
times,
10
100 times worse.
worse.
100. It was the whole world, because not only were it happening to them in their
I'm
little city,
sorry that you
the
had
whole
to go
world
through
was
that.
going through it.
The whole world felt it.
So the teens of today, I mean, there's a lot.
Discard, bro.
We would say, the teens of today that when I was a teen, we'd be like, yo, they're weird. You know what I mean? But there's a reason for that, bro. They've been like. Could you imagine you were
They've
16
been sheltered.
in COVID when it started,
Not even just that.
and then you had to
Sheltered, brother.
finish high school like
Okay.
through what the world
They've
been going
been
through?
destroyed.
Oh, shit, that's
They've
that-
been
the whole
destroyed,
transition,
interrupted
yeah.
from their
From 16
their
and then you
development,
graduate 18. Like, you know what I'm saying?
cut
It's like,
away from
Probably didn't
everything.
even go into school
a lot
for
of them
that
probably
age.
didn't
But
get
that's
prom.
also
Yeah.
like on our faults though as parents, because like when I hear too many parents saying like our kids feel entitled, they don't want to work for anything. I'm like, but you've been working hard to giving your kids the access to things a lot more easier in life
Yeah,
than what you went through.
yeah. But you
So
gotta
how
admit-
can you say now to a kid like, okay, you're feeling entitled? Of course now they're gonna feel
Yeah,
entitled because
yeah.
you worked that hard for them to now feel like, well,
Yeah.
I can have a pair of Jordans now that you
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
get when you were as a kid from your parents.
Yeah.
They
I-
couldn't afford it.
but in
You're
that
now
sense,
living
you
in
know,
a proper house. You're now having your kids now in
You
like
compl-
private
problem.
school.
you complain about
yeah,
the monster that
but-
you
You're
created.
creating the monster
I
that you
go-
created.
I
Yeah,
go
but
with what
it-
you're
but it-
saying, but remember the era that we came from, right?
That too.
Remember the era. That's very important. You need to remember the era that we
different times.
came from. You know what I'm saying? Babies having babies. Remember, all that she wants is another baby. That's the era we came from. You feel what I'm saying? So parenting, the parents were in a home, dog. You get what I'm saying? Parents were never there, dog. You know what I mean? That's why you have this generation that is now
I
More
think it's
fucked up.
worse now because
more
think
I
fucked
it's
up.
now
these
with the
these
digital world,
tablet babies and
It's more tablet.
no, I'm telling you, yo, fam,
Tablet
I'm
babies.
guilty of it too.
Like, for real,
Every
how-
adult is
How
guilty
many
of
parents have
giving.
you seen saying to their kid, like, here, take the tablet?
Every adult is guilty of doing
You know what I
that.
mean? And
At least
or-
once.
Or I definitely see it on a regular
And we love the
basis, and
children,
I'm
you
not-
know,
I
but
love
they
the
get
kids.
annoying.
Don't
So
get me wrong. and
I know
your
at
kid
least
can be
every
annoying.
adult at least once is guilty of doing that.
Yes.
Here,
Every
here's the
adult has
tablet.
been
Here's
like,
my phone.
Here's my phone. Here's the tablet. Or when the
Like
kid
he's
is
saying,
running to them.
the times that
Yeah, it's just the times. Like the kid is running to them. Oh, my tablet is dead. I want to do, and it's like, oh, all right, I have to charge it. And it's like the parents don't even know to come up with something creative to do with the child anymore, because unless they're doing like a planning outing, which you get to see doing pictures now, all for like to let everybody know
There's
that
no
yeah, I'm
regular
doing this.
parenting.
That's
they're having like a little game or board game or something with them, huh?
Yeah.
that's
You know
what
what I mean?
that's why I'm
That's
grateful
instinct.
because I
I'm
experienced
grateful for, like,
board
the times that
games
we
and
had the board
digital.
games, we had card
and
games.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and the park.
We had
Like the park,
marbles.
fuck all that
all
shit.
of them
The
things.
park was the original video game.
The park was our video
But
game.
everything
You
I
get what I'm
just
saying?
we're saying right now,
Kids don't go to the park no more.
these kids
Right?
now
The park is
about board
empty,
games.
There's tumbleweeds blowing through that motherfucker, bro.
Listen,
Tumbleweeds
the
blowing
only
through the
thing
park.
I notice with kids at a park are toddlers.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
rarely ever
Past that
see
stage,
them. Past
they
6
just
years old,
the tablet-
I don't see it.
tablet
there's
takes
not
over
a
and
damn
then-
kid outside really running up and down that much unless they're really into sports.
Yeah.
And to the ones that are out there, we love
We
you.
love you for
Yeah.
that.
Keep it up because
Keep it going,
and
man.
nothing
Stay
makes me
healthy.
feel better than seeing the
But
children
majority of,
outdoors
like, our
enjoying
society now-
themselves.
Because I remember
You know what
even
I'm saying?
growing up, remember, like, and it's even with like even the
That's
institution
youth.
that they like to call the school board.
Yeah.
Remember when we were growing up, they were more trying to always get everybody to be active
Yeah.
and everything.
Yes.
They didn't want them to
Oh,
be
yeah.
Yes.
obese.
Go play.
Obese and
Go
stuff.
play, be outside,
Yeah.
and all them things. There.
Yeah.
Even when we had, video
But
games,
inside
we
was
like,
torture. That was like punishment to be inside.
They'll give you the basketball and they'll toss
Be-
you
being
inside
under-
the inside the
slide
gym.
ball, make 'em run.
Yeah,
Like,
Being
that David
indoors,
talked about.
being
Very
indoors is
much.
supposed to
I
be
remember
punishment
as
for a
us
kid.
being kids, we would go out in the forest, you take like a fig off the damn tree and act like you're doing G.I. Joe or Army
Imagination.
and had an imagination and you'd be out there for hours.
For real.
My
For
childhood
hours.
was really
Remember
childhood.
back in that yard, you would all try to make like your little like
Pushcat.
pushcat
Yeah.
and
Buggy.
everything, soapbox,
Buggy
all of
them
them
thing.
things,
Yeah,
buggies.
brother.
You don't see
You
none
don't
of
see
that anymore.
None of that over
You
there.
want to leave the kid right now like pure on.
I mean, it's out there, you know. It's just a certain parents that
We
raise
used to
their youth
play
like that.
marbles.
Hold
All
on a
of
second
that.
here. So
Yeah.
you pretty much
That's a huge one
my
right there.
answer
Pogs
to,
and all them thing there.
what has happened to creativity nowadays? It's
There is none.
no, because it goes back to there. If you really think about it, you know, there's no creativity.
There is no
So there's no
creativity.
creativity when they grow up too, because there's AI and everything. They're growing
AI
up
is there.
with it.
So
Yeah.
our parenting is literally even conditioning our kids to being robots. With the whole
Everything is
digital
on the
world.
database now.
Everything
man.
is now with the database.
Everything's on the. There's nothing more.
You know
There's
what I mean?
nothing more to
Unless
do.
like you come across like some of these mothers, which I and I'm gonna salute to them too. The ones that still like to do the arts and crafts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really see even too much like fathers saying like, all right, let me get you the Lego blocks
Yeah.
and let's build something with your imagination, son, together.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. Like, you remember those things? Like,
Hands-on is becoming a thing of the past.
it's
That's
hands-on is
that's
completely
spooky to
gone now
me.
with, like, as parents.
But you know what I noticed?
Check this out. Ask these youngins them to do a signature.
I was just about to.
Yeah, as a child.
Yo,
to,
you
like,
took
do
the
their own
thought out of my
signature.
mind.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that they took away cursive.
See them do a
Once they
Most
stopped the
of these young
cursive
kids-
writing,
Yeah, once cursive writing went out,
he
most of
literally
these
took the
kids
thought out of my
don't
mind.
know
Jay.
how to even do their own signature.
They're gonna be like,
You have to know.
no, we type it. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it's everything is now typed with these kids, yo.
But you see his signature. That's probably the most important
The
thing.
signature is
Thing
one
that
of
one of
your
your most
best-
important
That
is
weapons.
your
It's
idea.
a weapon.
It's a weapon.
That is your
You know what I
idea.
mean?
Gift with a curse.
Yeah, if you use it the right way, your
Yeah.
signature.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what?
It could be used in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Become very famous
The
nowadays.
crown.
And they say, "Can I get your autograph?" They're gonna like,
Oh, your big name. Your big name.
You know what?
They're gonna be like,
It's gonna be coming out in print.
It's gonna be a scan.
It's gonna come out in print. That's
There's
all
my
they know
autograph.
is like how to
There
do.
it is.
They won't know how to do writing. you know?
Digital world.
The digital world is literally cut out these kids from understanding how to do writing.
Honestly, I'm probably going somewhere else with it, but
Yeah.
the way how I see the future is just like the Matrix. When it comes to these BCIs and stuff, brain computer interfaces, Elon and them, it's gonna be people sitting in pods, but the body has no function. It's all internal, and they're gonna have shit hooked up,
You know
the
what you know what
BCI
you're
hooked
making me
up to
think
you,
of?
and everything's gonna be internal. The body's just gonna be like a vessel that just housing all the technology.
You know which movie
And
you
they have
guys
the
are
body
making me
hooked up
think
to all
of
the
what the
wires
future's
and
gonna be
shit.
like? Demolition Man
Oh yeah.
with Sylvester Stallone
Yeah.
and Wesley Snipes. Where it's like the people that don't want to follow with this whole entire digital thing and following what the government or whatever is
Yeah.
saying, they now live underground.
Yeah.
Mm.
Separate world.
A separate world and everything from the whole shit because
You know what's crazy like that
Huh?
too?
it's already being like that because remember
That was
we already
that
have
was
the black-
COVID.
the
That was
dark
COVID.
web.
That was COVID.
You know what I mean? Like you're
Me,
really getting
that
it,
same
yeah.
movie is COVID. They had censorship. Remember, you couldn't say
You couldn't swear.
offensive. You couldn't swear.
Remember, if you even try to say "fuck," you got a ticket
Yeah.
every damn time.
They had
They couldn't
censorship.
even touch one another.
Everything
in
that they
regards
did
to,
in
like,
COVID,
sex.
they did in that. They couldn't. They had
Remember,
social
they couldn't
distancing.
touch one another in
And
regards to, like, sex.
Didn't they have a toilet paper thing in that too?
Yeah,
they-
they
there's
had
a
no
line.
toilet paper, yeah.
There was a
Remember, he
line
said,
in there.
like,
They ran out of
He
toilet
was
paper.
like, "Yeah, there's no toilet paper in the future." It's like, how do they clean their asses and everything?
Everything that they did in COVID was in that. Like, it's
Like,
crazy.
it's pure jokes. I look at Demolition Man and I'm just like,
You know,
this is the route
Elysium
that
was
they
like
want to
that
go.
too.
Huh?
Elysium, I don't know if y'all remember. I
haven't
think it was a
seen that
Matt
one.
Damon film.
A Matt Damon film.
Yeah,
okay.
so like the elite were living like in like some big thing that they built in the sky, and then
Yeah.
the poor and destitute were stayed on Earth.
Oh.
So Earth was. You remember that Elysium?
Have you seen it?
It's a Matt Damon joint. It's a Matt Damon joint, and he was like a cyborg in it. So he's like
Okay.
he had like a battle between his humanity and his
his thing,
robot
okay.
part. You know what I mean?
And that's literally what it is right now. We're literally in a battle war between like being a business minded, and then like keeping humanity like sustained. But the way how they're moving everything is like, as what we did in our one of our last podcast talks, is that they're literally always just gonna look at everybody in regards to a business entity and not really a humanity entity, is what I realize now. Because with this whole digital realm, everybody's looking to making a dollar. Everybody just wants to be like a millionaire or whatever it is out of like what they're doing.
It's true.
Right? And
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I really don't know.
I'm not gonna say that it's completely a bad thing, but I do see it as where it's like
There has to be some type of balance.
there has to be a balance.
Like it's like the thing where I see where like everybody's an entrepreneur. Like that's crazy. That's not even realistic.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
I've always said that. That's why in the type of world that we've always been living in, we have few leaders, many followers.
I mean,
Few
they
true
made an
influencers.
app and it's all about followers. That's the most powerful app out there right now. So
Okay. And I've always said that it's always just a small amount of people that affects the rest of the world.
yeah,
So it's those that understand what's going on right now, more so than the rest of the world. The rest of the world just wants to have somebody to put the blame on and not hold themselves accountable because they don't want that type of responsibility. If you have ever noticed with most people, they don't want all like the friggin' pressures of the world on them in regards to like, well, this is what I have to do now for myself, my family, humanity, and everything all around me. No, let me have that blame onto somebody else.
yeah.
And then if they fuck up, then I can have a say because they're the ones that fucked up. It wasn't me. It's them.
Yeah. Nobody's willing to like put themselves in the spotlight.
Nobody
and-
wants to put themselves in the spotlight.
You
That's
do
what I
it.
realized. Like, even when I was speaking out and everything, I get all the people coming up to me saying, like, oh, well, how do you think that what you're doing is the right way? And da-da-da-da. Why can't you be like this? And da-da-da. And I'm like, well, why aren't you doing it then? Oh, you don't want to be in the spotlight now, do you?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
not
you don't
willing.
want to face the criticism.
You're not
now,
willing to
you?
do what I'm doing, but you're willing to criticize
You're
me.
willing
though.
to criticize, and that's like
Yeah.
the whole entire joke that I found out with like a lot of people, and just in general of like society. They're always wanting to like say like, oh, where's our hero? Where's our hero? But then the minute they see some type of hero and it's not in the image of how they want to see the hero, you're
Nitpicking.
ready to now nitpick and like go all this way about it. Like, shut the hell up. And if you're not gonna be in that role, and that's my opinion, if you're not willing to take the high road, and like show people how to take the high road, don't talk to me. then,
Love it or
bro.
leave it alone, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. I agree. Cause like the whole leader thing too. It's like the leaders. It's never a position where like
You win.
you don't suffer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like some suffer thing. Like,
You have to suffer being a leader.
I don't know, man. It's like you're a leader because people acknowledge, they see what's up, but yet they don't take it upon themselves to lead as well. Like, they continue following.
They continue following. That's what I'm saying.
Leaders should create more leaders.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Leaders,
leaders
try to
should
create
have-
more leaders.
yeah,
That's the
true.
thing. It's leaders try to create more
But
leaders.
when you're the leader, it's hard to wear the crown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always that battle of like what he was saying.
Yeah, but the best.
Are
leader-
they what we want them to look like?
Yeah, but
Like
the best
in every aspect.
Yeah, but the best leader.
How come you're not the leader, the superhero leader? Why is there like chinks in your armor? Like,
Hold on.
Yeah.
like yeah.
The
That's
best-
what everybody's
the
looking
best
for.
leader is the one who doesn't want to lead, and everyone looks towards them as the leader.
There you go.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Because I never wanted to lead. I never really wanted to be like out here speaking out against like the whole entire thing. Because I remember like even with like all the brothers, we would sit down like how we do right now, just a blaze up and a talk, reasoning. You know what I mean? Even in the barber shops, all of them things that as we would do amongst family get-togethers.
Yeah.
But it would never be like out in public because we knew what was going to be a consequence.
It's political. At the end of the
day.
day, it's political, right?
At the end of the day, yeah, it's showing like some type of political thing, and that's all. And then all of a sudden they jump into it, or they get crucified because the political parties don't want them to be speaking out against them. They need them on their side.
It's a politics is a tricky thing, man. Like
It's a trick
because people forget that how close it is connected to human psychology. Like
Yes.
people forget about that. Like
Thank you.
politics wouldn't work
brother.
if human psychology wasn't the foundation of it. Like you gotta understand these people study us.
Yeah,
in order
they
to know how to
study
run
the way
plays.
of like human behaviors.
Yeah.
Everything that they do is literally a study. It's a test, like a lab rat test.
Yeah.
In regards to seeing how people are reacting and how they're like taking upon it themselves, with like a lot of things that go on. From since it all started, and it's even before COVID. Remember when SARS hit?
Yeah. Of course.
All right. Remember how it was just only in the hospitals though?
I do remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, SARS wasn't like they didn't
It
make it.
it wasn't like out
yeah.
here like that. This is how I'm trying to show everybody. Like they were testing everybody in regards to like how the protocols would be like in the hospitals and everything if they were now going to bring upon an emergency outbreak. You see it? Yeah. Seeing how the scared,
Levels to the shit.
yeah, how the fear is going to affect them. What is the reaction going to be like?
That's what you call the pre-prep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So all they are doing is just pre-pepping every time now. And then every time now they get whatever results they want, they now come with the next implement.
They turn it up a notch the next
Thank
time.
you. So
And they apply more tactics.
and more tactics
and
to
they-
it because they understand that some people already have the knowledge of what's going on. So now that they come with it a little bit more, how would you say more?
They take away more from you this time
It's like
around.
layers shutting
Little
off.
by little, they start
Taking away
crawling and
Layers
crawling
and
and
layers
crawling on
and
your
layers.
neck.
Till you're naked, you have nothing.
While perceiving to you as if they're giving you a gift, but it's not a gift. It's more like of a trap.
That sounds like the devil to me.
It's literally the game of that.
Disguise and deceit.
It's called the art of war.
It's the art of war.
Yeah.
If you read the book, you have to understand in the art of
How
war.
do you kill your enemy?
Sun
How do you
Tzu.
kill him? How do you kill him slowly and make him surrender to your ways? You know how you do it? Let me tell you how. You take and kill their provisions. You take away their horses and their chariots. You take away their water, their food, and their rations. So therefore, you starve them, right? And at one point or another, the ones that can't take it no more are easily gonna turn. The ones
This
who are
is
gonna
real.
fucking,
Read the book,
the
people.
ones that are gonna hold on
This is from
to
the
their
book.
pride are gonna die, and it's just
Sun
that
Tzu.
simple.
Sun Tzu,
And
the
that's
art
what
of
they're
war.
doing.
Sun Tzu.
You heard it from Sun
I
Tzu.
swear he almost said it verbatim too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like yo, I'm getting flashbacks when he was saying it. Like I read those words, fam. What the fuck?
My brother, Art of War Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 were my first 3 albums. So
See,
it's my life.
see the connection right
In
there?
case you didn't know, it's actually tattooed on my face. That's what it says. The Art of
My-
War.
The art of war.
See?
And people
So
don't
he did say it
realize-
verbatim.
And this is what it is. Majority of our society is all civilians. They're not militant to understanding what is really going on out here in this world, and they don't want to know because they rather live a civilian type of lifestyle.
The amount of sheeps that walk around amongst us, it's incredible, bro.
Yo, I read
And I'm
I read
telling you.
an article about a study where the scientist he found out that 80% of people they're not able to use critical thinking when it comes,
Exactly.
especially when it comes to authority. Only
Yeah.
20% are able to use critical thinking.
My brother, I
I was
guarantee you
like,
that.
God damn. I've been feeling that all my life, but when you see it,
When you now got
and
to
you're
see
like, oh,
it,
there's studies about this. Oh, okay.
We should Google-
Now you know the
Vindicated.
Now you know the true saying being black sheep.
Yeah.
We should Google.
You're
We should
aware-
Google
you're
what's the
aware-
percentage.
You're aware of the sheep, but you know you go your
80%.
We
80%.
should
That's
Google.
basically everybody.
Listen, we should Google what's the percentage of people that are actually not fucking ready for anything at all.
I think that's that 80.
You want me to tell you
I
why?
think those same people are in that same
Because
80% right now.
A lot of these people.
'Cause
like
80
how
is a lot,
We were
so
talking about. Look how it correlates. It's funny because we were talking about mental health, and now we're talking about sheeps, right? Sheeps are being controlled, so therefore they're manipulated. So therefore they don't know themselves. They depend on the government. They depend on authority and protection and blah 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 blah. Right? Now it goes back to us. We're untamed. We're from the jungle. Yeah, in a situation where we gotta defend our, even when it comes to defending our lives, we're fucking quick to jump like a fucking cat. See these sheeps, these people that we're talking about are quick to pull out
That's
a
a good
phone,
point. That's a good
pull
point.
out a phone, record you, and run to the back of the train.
yeah,
for their safety, scared, because none of them they wouldn't squeeze a fucking grape in a food fight. You understand what I'm
Survival
saying?
tactics.
You understand what I'm saying? Real shit. And you know how I know? Cause I was there.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Yo.
Mental health,
Fight or flight.
mental health, bro.
You know what I mean?
Mental
They
health,
fight.
and
When
that's
you
the
fight on
mental
the front
health.
lines, you know the
Men-
difference.
Look, the underlining is mental health, and watch the reflection of all that shit and how it affects people to the point where like people can't even defend themselves and quick. They're not even equipped to logically and tactically think quick on how to defend themselves to escape from a knife attack or you know try to fight wrestle a gun or. You understand what I'm saying? Or fight like 5 motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? They'll just
We don't gotta take it there. They can't even deal with like psychological attacks.
So
like
And
you know
this
what I'm
is the whole
saying?
thing,
Like,
most people are not ready for a psychological attack. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is too much for me right now. Like, let me go." Like, they don't want to.
but
battle
even
it.
I'm saying
Right.
even the slight ones, even the ones that are not like harmful, they fall for it. That's what I'm
Of
saying.
course.
There's no like what
There's
he's
too many
saying.
people
There's
that fall
no
for all the
there's no
psychological
like
traps that are out there.
it's 2020.
NPC, the whole NPC thing. It's really a thing. Like it's a running joke, but you can apply it to reality, to society, bro.
It's
There's
20
people out here walking around, not a care in the world, whistling Dixie. You know what I'm saying? Tiptoeing through the tulips, like just living life in a fantasy world. Like,
It's true.
Exactly.
It's, yo,
like
you
he
know what
said,
it is?
no
It's
survival tactics.
It's 2020. It's 2023. People no longer want to think, and people no longer think if they don't have to, bro.
Yeah,
Everything
and
is
that's
right
the
in
whole thing.
front of them.
Everything
And that's
is
just
that,
about
yeah.
it.
That's
That's
funny.
what it is.
I wanna
uncle-
go
was
eat. I
talking
wanna
with my
go.
uncle before
I want
this. He said the
Chinese.
same
I go
thing.
downstairs.
People don't think.
I want Vietnamese. I go downstairs. I want Jamaican. I go to Eglinton, down the strip. I want Nike shoes. I go to Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying. I want bubble tea. I go down to Chun Li's tea, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I go McDonald's, Harvey's, Wendy's. Da 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 da. You know I want to cook something. Oh, I feel like cooking. Okay, well I get some overpriced lettuce. You know what I'm saying? With some overpriced tomatoes and da-da-da-da. And I call it, oh my goodness, I cook. I just made a fucking salad, blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? It's all, you know what I mean, monopolization, you know what I mean, infrastructure and fucking, the controlling of the infrastructure of our everyday lives. You know what I'm saying? And
That's all they're doing.
that equals mental health issues for all of us.
Yeah, we're all definitely under mental issues. We all have mental issues. Nobody's perfect out here.
I knew I had mental issues when I started watching like shit, what's that DVD called? Back in the day, man. I don't even know. This is YouTube, but they were skinning dudes alive on that shit. I know all you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the
Probably,
name
if
right
you
now.
Yeah.
remember
This is
it, but
DVD times.
Yeah.
it comes
And
to
it was like
that-
around
Gore.
the world, gore, some
Gore.com.
some shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's when I knew. I'm like, bro, why am I so desensitized?
Exactly.
Like, how did I just watch that shit? And then I watched it more than once. So it's like,
Yeah.
and then World Star came out. That's when I knew, like, yo, I gotta chill from watching this type of stuff. This is not normal
I knew that
for
too.
me to see. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I got turned off like all of that, like from World Star from like a young stage, because I'm like, what is this really promoting for us? Is this really helping us get any better, or is this actually more damaging?
Even Rotten.com. Remember Rotten?
Yeah.
That
All of
shit.
it.
And that's when I was
And that's
young,
the same
yo.
thing that I even say now with like a
It's
lot
like
of
they've been
these
putting
live-
this stuff in our mind.
What they
Like,
try to say is like live TV shows with all of this foolishness, drama. What is it? Like love and hip hop. Love and hip hop. Like you're literally making us look like with the people that do have money are still fucking ghetto as hell and have
Yeah.
no class and no upbringing whatsoever.
I call that show a bunch of has-beens who need a job. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
it's show business, man. It's show
And that's
business.
what it is. And people are sitting there like, oh my God, did you see what happened on this episode? And I'm like, do you guys realize that you guys are now like contributing to the fuckery that's going on? Like, at
Listen,
least
man,
assisting it?
if they don't care, I don't care. Tell you the honest truth, fam. I'm dealing with the 20%.
Yeah.
That's who I'm dealing with. I'm not dealing with the 80. Because the 80 is the 80. They're gonna
I
be
got turned down
who
from
they
TV
are.
shows so much that people are asking me like, "Do you watch Stranger Things?" I go, "I don't need to because I see it when I step out of my damn door."
Exactly.
Why would I need to watch freaking Stranger Things? It's out there every day. I leave out my front door.
Fax machine.
There's a TV show and an episode every damn hour of Stranger Things that
It's a
fucking
real
go
life
on.
series out here in this motherfucker.
Just gonna turn on the news.
Yeah, man. I don't understand it. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm dealing with the 20 because I know I'm a part of that 20 with the critical thinking. So it's those people I'm gonna connect with. There's no bandwidth when it comes to the 80. Like there's no bandwidth. We're never gonna connect. It ain't there. The energy ain't there.
Because remember now too, when we were growing up back in the day, our entertainment had like an education lesson at the beginning, the middle, or the end of it.
Or the end. Exactly.
Remember when we were even watching G.I. Joe as a cartoon?
Knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Moral of the
Knowing is
story.
half the battle.
Transformers
And
More than
meets the eye.
Yup.
Remember, there was quotes in the saying in regards to your education. Out there, yo.
Edutainment.
Edutainment was really out there for us at the time. Our kids are not getting that anymore, yo.
Nope.
They're getting repetitive, boring, unlifting, unproductive fucking entertainment.
You know what I think all this shit is happening? I'm gonna say this like this. Because men don't want to be men no more. Well, I'll just say males.
The males, yeah.
Males don't want to be men no more. Women, females, some females don't want to be women anymore.
I'm gonna say something when you're done.
It's just how it is. Like on every aspect, every level. When I say that, just think
We're
about
not
every
holding each
level of
other
that.
accountable for our shit.
Yeah. It's just gonna cause confusion. Like
What you got to say,
Go ahead,
dog?
brother. What you gotta say?
Yo, can I go? Crown? Crown. Can I go?
yeah, for sure.
All right, check it out. I'm gonna step in and I guess I'm going to try to, from my own corner, I'm going to try to rephrase what you said.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that it's not that men don't want to be men anymore and women don't want to be women anymore or women want to be men. It's that the agenda, that programming and everything that is being fed to us in this age and time has to do with the feminization of men. The
That's what I'm saying, though.
the
We're saying
degrading,
the same thing.
the degrading of the alpha male.
Yep.
So therefore,
Exactly.
what
Exactly.
you're seeing, right? Because the world and everything that we live, it's driven by energy and it's propelled by energy. And some of these energy could be like actors, actresses, influencers, singers, dancers, people that like do some crazy shit. You're like, wow, I want to be like that. So therefore, all these programming and all these agenda that the government is feeding us gets transmitted to the people, and the people carry it and spread it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So what you're seeing is that it's not that men don't want to be men. It's just that the government has been feeding us, this whole feminization and this whole agenda of the degradation of men. Hold on, sorry, degradation of men, right? And now what you see in society is they made it cliche. It's like it's fucking cool. It's like a trend.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying? And
Men
that's
don't
the
want to
way-
be men.
And that so,
And
And
hold
women
on,
don't
hold on.
want to be women.
And that's the way they psychologically they massage it, the massage that
No, I
shit
agree. I agree
I
100%.
completely.
100%.
into the brain of the new age. And that's why you're seeing a lot of more feminine men.
You're right.
This is the era where you're seeing a lot of more
He's right
feminine
about,
men
like, the
more than
TV
ever.
Yeah, for
Not
sure,
to
for
cut him
sure.
off with that part, but the TV
For sure,
part is
for
the
sure,
key because
for sure.
I've been saying it for years now to everybody. We all grew up watching Married with Children,
Mm.
Al Bundy, right?
Yeah.
All right. To me, that was one of the last alpha males that you got to see on television in regards to a family structure ever again.
I don't think it was the
what?
alpha
You
male.
know
though.
what? Come to think of it,
No,
wait, I just
the
wanna
reason
say
why I'm gonna
one-
say it-
Peggy was the alpha male in that
No,
motherfucker.
Peggy
all I
was
gotta
like,
say, this was
Peggy
the
was the alpha.
real dad, the real.
this is
the
what I
realness.
mean in
You know
regards to
what's
an alpha
coming.
male.
Masculine
is that
though. He was
He
masculine.
he still had the masculinity in regards that he was providing, he was protective of his family
all the time.
all the damn time. Any type of foolishness that was trying to come in through his door, he was throwing that shit out.
That's true. That's
It
true.
was like this. It was like this. If they weren't doing it to
Right.
each other, if they weren't doing it, to
If
each
it
other,
wasn't done amongst each other in the
Yeah,
family,
and somebody else is the threat,
if somebody comes in and out
threats
threats the
up.
family,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
all ganged up and
Yeah.
made sure that
Family
came out of the
values
house. The
and
family
shit.
values was the family
I
values.
love that.
And it's funny, that we're talking about that, you know what I mean? And we end up right here, you know, because it goes back to now you're seeing cases of people that use this new agenda as a clutch and say, well, you know what? I woke up today and I feel like I'm a woman
I'm a
today.
woman now today. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you see,
That
and
sounds
you
like
see
a man that doesn't want to be a man no more.
Doesn't mean man. And this is what I'm saying. Like in the TV
Awesome.
shows, remember now,
Mental
when
health.
you saw a lot of like the family, like sitcoms or even like family shows, the man's role now got dwindled down. It's more on the spotlight of the woman. You had like Roseanne and all those type of shows that were like the women is now more the showing the women
Alpha.
empowerment. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
alpha now. And the male now is just like a comedy sketch
Yeah.
in regards
Homer
to like
Simpson.
Homer Simpson, all of these type of dudes that are just
Family Guy. All of them.
they're just funny dudes.
There's doofuses.
Just doofuses, like literally that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait a second, why is this now like the norm now in regards to like the TV show? And that's when I started realizing like, oh, so they're knocking out in regards really the alpha, the masculinity of the alpha completely. And what he's now saying, it's now true. They now misogynized it to being cool.
Yep. And
In
now
the
and
TV
now
and the
dudes don't
media
want to be
now.
dudes.
And
now
dudes don't want to be alpha.
Like you
anymore.
got
Yeah.
you
Now-
got
now,
we
now
seen it
even
all, man.
now you now check this out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna tell you this is what I see when I walk the streets. I see a lot of guys, a lot of couples, and when I see the couples, I study the male, and I study the woman, and I can tell you, like I could tell you, I will give you a percentage right now, brother. I would say at least a good 90% of the males that I see out there walking in couples with a woman are more feminine than their own woman themselves.
Yep.
And you know what? Like,
We'll just
sincerely,
call it as we see it.
it fucking hurts my soul, bro. You know why?
As a man,
Because
yeah.
because you want to know something. Even we all make mistakes,
That's
right?
like 80%. Bro.
We all make mistakes. I've been,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. And I was in a relationship that actually broke my motherfucking heart. You feel me? My pockets, my economic situation, everything, right?
I've been there too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, okay, so you know what? And I love this woman. And so I know how I was to this woman. But the difference is that I never sold myself. I was kept who the fuck I am, because that's how I come and that's how I go.
Exactly.
You feel
There's
me?
Too many guys that sell themselves
Right?
out to keep the love.
But
of the
when I
woman.
see now, but when I see what I see out there, it's like, yo, the woman wears the fucking pants and just it's yo, these motherfuckers, all they need is like a little leash. I swear,
It's funny
just a
'cause it's
little
true.
leash,
I love the analogy.
just
funny
a
'cause it's
little
true.
leash, and be like, come over
That
here,
is
let me pick your
true.
shirts, let me pick your shirts, let me see. Don't like this color, like yo, for real. And
Let me pick your shirts is
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm
That's a
telling
real
you.
shit. You know.
I'm telling you. I'm
Should be on the
telling you.
bed ready. The
I'm
outfit.
telling you, and you know what? Hey, listen, this is not taken away from, and yo, you know what? Nevertheless, never taken away from the good women that want to do something good for the man and
For the
blah
man,
blah blah
yes,
blah
we're
blah
not
blah
trying
blah,
to, like,
right?
knock the
But that's
women,
not
yeah.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Leash.
in a generalized way of what the fuck I see with
A
the
leash.
male.
With the male.
'Cause that's what
we're
we
looking at
talking
Trust
like
me,
about.
the
all
leash
males,
sums
they're-
it up. That's a
they're
good
on
analogy.
leash, and I love the analogy of it.
Come
Like,
over here,
most
Robert.
of them that are in a couple relationship are literally on a leash. It's not like a 50-50 partnership. I don't see that much anymore. Like, I don't see the strength of the guy in the relationship unless, like, he gets pissed off.
And then the times we live, bro, I learned that being in a relationship in these times, bro, is a suffocation. You know why? I tell you why. You know why? Because like per se, let's say you're a good-hearted person, right? And the other person, bro, there's so much going on in these times that you know why anybody can slip. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta, hey, it could be you. It
Two
has happened to
words.
you. You get what I'm
Two
saying?
words, quick cut. Social media.
Media.
Keep going.
Thank you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like social media can fuck up the relationship real quick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things can fuck up the relationship real quick. So it's like, yo,
serious.
it's you just gotta.
It changed the
it's-
game, man.
Yeah,
Social media
bro.
changed the
In
game.
these times, it's hard, bro.
I've now talked to a lot of guys that are in relationships that work out in the gym. And the one thing that they all told me is that their women don't want them posing topless anymore on social media.
My ex, I couldn't walk around in my own backyard without my T-shirt.
Wow.
Like
My ex
jealousy
asked me.
part in regards
My
to
ex,
all of that.
my ex asked me. I never did it, but she asked me. She said, because I just said I couldn't. No, it's not that I couldn't. She asked me, "Don't you walk around without a T-shirt in the backyard?" And I said, "What? What do you mean?" And she's like, "Well, I don't want the neighbor to be watching you." Crazy shit, bro.
No
Real,
comment.
I'm
Trying to
telling
say,
you,
like,
real shit.
This is some weird ass shit now where I'm like, wait a second, but what if I'm showing that my regards of the progress from like what I used to be to now? What, I can't show that? You got women show off themselves in a bikini when they're done like working out in the gym. You know what I mean? In a great dress after all this stuff. But a guy now working out, he cannot show off his like progress after being topless. And I was just like, okay, this is quite weird now.
Yeah.
Like, this is funny as hell.
You know why? It's I gotta blame it on the dudes, man.
We're living in different times, bro.
They allow that type of shit. They go and they do it. Like there's dudes that are gonna obey. They're gonna be like, okay, babe, I won't do it no more.
And yo,
Yeah.
don't get it confused.
That's the problem. That's the root of the
That's
problem
the
right there.
root right
Not
there.
being able to say, have your own autonomy in a relationship, fam. And just be like, yo, what the hell? Nah, what do you mean? You don't got nothing to worry about. Because
Exactly.
obviously
Like, that's what I
it's
tell them.
insecurity, right? So
Yeah, I know that a woman is, but a
What's
lot
he
of
really-
women want the guy to fix himself for her insecurities. When I'm like, this is your insecurity, though, my dear.
I
You
would.
need to get
Not
over
You
mine.
don't
it.
even have to break it to her. No, you don't. Even, I wouldn't even have to break it to her like that, because you know some may take it a little harsh. Like you
I
could be.
don't business if you
My
would
thing
do
would
it.
be
because
to-
when a woman is gonna dish it out saying like, "Oh, you're in your insecurity," they want you to tech it.
No, I would just let her know like,
Yep.
nothing's gonna change. My body, my choice. And yeah, you don't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
I find
That's it.
very
And that's the end of that
much-
discussion. It won't come up again.
Yeah, because I find it very much a joke to me in regards to women like to push their definitely insecurities where the man.
But
has
that's
to
what they're
fix it,
gonna
and I'm
do.
like-
That's what
and
they're
that's
gonna
on
do.
the dudes now.
It's on the
That's why I
dude.
blame
Yeah,
the dudes
it's
now
on
where
you.
it's
They're
like,
gonna do what they do. So you
should
gotta
be a dude saying like, "Listen here, my dear. I'm sorry, but yes, that may have been something that you went through in the past, but I'm not that dude that you need to be placing that insecurity on for you to get over it." Like,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that whatsoever, because when now they're like looking at you now with your insecurities and don't want you pushing it onto her, she's gonna stand up for her right, saying like, "No, dude. Just because you were dealing with all of these other girls from the past and everything doesn't mean now for you to push your insecurities onto me about that."
That's why some niggas just stay single right now. You know. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it
'Cause
goes both ways, and I feel like women need to
It's
also
a lot.
respect that too.
and that's what I'm saying. This is all because of social media.
Media, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because the pressure wasn't so much
There wasn't
pressure.
social media
The social
before,
pressure
yeah.
like that, where attention is just free willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? Like human
People
beings. I
fight
said it
for
before
attention,
on
yo.
one of these pods.
People
Human
are
beings are
fighting
not.
for attention,
Yeah, we're
yo.
not used to getting so much attention from so much people around the world and shit. Like this is a new phenomenon for human beings. We're
Yeah.
all getting a piece of like the stardust that star, people that we call stars,
Yeah.
that stardust, we all got a little twinkle. We get a twinkle of that with the likes. So we all get a little piece of celebrity.
At first, when I started seeing like all the likes and everything coming up,
It's psychological
it
though,
was a psychological.
because
thing
they built Instagram like that.
They built it as like
Right?
a drug. Yeah.
They designed it, yeah.
Psychological drug,
So
yeah.
the dopamine hits. So that's what the likes are. Is dopamine hits. So I'm just making up my own little, dope analogy.
No, I get it.
We call them stars, right? Celebrities, we call them stars.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. With the social media now, that stardust, we're getting a little sprinkle of that because social media,
the
free
social
attention.
media, yeah.
So now we all know women love attention. Ladies love
Just
attention.
randomly
Nothing wrong with that.
talking, Ava.
You know what I'm saying?
We
The
went
ladies
through a
love
lot of
attention.
subjects, but this video is
So it's like
2 seconds.
now they get free attention, and then on top of just social media, you have dating apps that are specifically for dating. So it's like you have to understand that every person that's gonna get so much, you're gonna abuse it. Like you're gonna abuse the power that you get from social media
Yeah.
because it's designed to make us narcissistic and to make us a little bit of behavior modification, if you will. Like that's what it's based on. Don't get caught up in it, but try your best because it's not easy not to.
This is another segment of D2E. You know what I mean? Some real conversation tonight. You know what I mean?
Real reasonings.
Real reasoning. You know what I'm saying? Straight up goods. We had Frost earlier. You know, he had to head out. You know what I
Yep.
mean? We had
To head out and do his thing.
We had Governor in the background putting some knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up goods.
That's up.
You know what I mean? And we
I
had
think we
one-
licked out some serious
man.
talks again.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, man. But yo, everybody, please subscribe.
Subscribe to the YouTube
all
channel.
Yes, sir.
Hit up
Please
that link
do.
that I
Hit
was
up
showing
the
to everybody
links.
on my IG.
EQTV Down to Earth.
Oh, you still live?
Podcast.
No.
We're
Mine
about
cut out
to
after an
head
hour.
out
Oh, okay,
just
okay.
Now, you know what I'm saying? But as always, I always have to say this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message. Nation, what?
Wide.
You don't know. We are